those will be absolute distinguishers for you as a person.
But the business side of it is probably the most crucial part that none of us ever have.
No, absolutely. And I like caution a lot of the kids I do mentoring or internship or advisory for, colleges or even startup businesses. I tell them, like, if I could go back and redo what I did in high school, college, or even just to level up, it wouldn't be go take more certs, get specialized in anything. Like, you can always specialize. You always should have some specialty areas and really be able to distinguish yourself from a technical aspect. But I would go and I would be learning how to write, and I would be learning how to write both in business as well as technical. Technical writing is a very specialized skill. It takes a long time. Like, I was not a great writer when I started any of this, and to get even now to keep and maintain that your ability to technically write very brief and concise aspects that may be highly technical, but can also translate over to the executive and be able to do both those in the same email or paragraph or report. Those will be absolute distinguishers for you as a person. I mean, same for the business. Like, go learn business, understand and how business language and money works, and not just money. How do taxes and ROIs and marketing, how do all of those business entities integrate and work together and provide information back and forth? If you're able to do that, translate that for technical aspects first, and then provide business risk as well as the adversary's mindset, because we'll go back to the specialty. You also have to be very creative and distinguish yourself from everyone else by and having that creative out of the box thinking, the adversary's mindset, and the understanding of what actual business risk is versus what, compliance numbers, all of the security that everybody tries to the push with the FUD. Like, what is the actual risk? What is the probability and priority that we can put on this because of an adversary's mindset? And what are the things we're not looking at because we're not being creative enough or thinking outside of our typical boxes of, what needs to be tested and how security works? Like, again, those are the ways that usually if I get brought in, it's because this is a very difficult problem. It's a hard target, and it needs a creative outlook, or it needs the ability to be able to delicately navigate some political or emotional rivalry between different groups and still say the same thing and still provide the same risk, but in a way that is articulated differently, with them some very, very good soft skills. So again, that's where you make your money. That's where you're distinguished. Those are the things that will translate over to a higher paying job, a much better opportunity, and the ability to kind of go where you want. Like, when the demand is high enough that people just want you because of your soft skills and your capability for the technical side, that allows you a lot of freedom to be able to say no to things and or go highlight things that you want to do that personally make you happy. Because we'll go back to the end of the day, burnout in this industry is huge. And if you're not loving what you do and you're not able to appreciate the mission that you're devoting a lot of your time, money, resources to, you're going to burn out much quicker than a lot of the other people. And to be honest, like, there are days that many of us dream of going and working landscaping or construction because the burnout is so real. But that requires you to be very honest with yourself and find those things that make you tick, and having a little bit of a distinguishing characteristic allows you a little more freedom to be a little more picky when you're picking jobs, so that you can get into something you like and you don't have to go work at somewhere you don't love. And we don't all want to die and, get to 60 and wonder what we were doing because we burnt out 3 times and, remarriages later or something. That's not what the point of all this is. You got to be able to do and balance life a little bit, and that requires some freedom, and that requires you to put in the work to go learn things that you may not be as